Hey y'all, I'm Hope. Welcome to another weekend vlog. It's actually Thursday, so I am once again starting this a little bit early, but I feel like I usually have more going on Thursday and Friday, and these vlogs would probably be incredibly short if I didn't include Thursday and Friday, because Saturday and Sunday I tend not to do much. I usually just hang around at my house working on stuff. So anyway, it's Thursday, which means that I have a few hours before I need to go to work. It's like 8:30 in the morning, and I go to work at 12:30 today. And then I have a late class, so it'll be really late when I get home, but I have a few hours in between, and I've got to get some reading done for my class. I did part of it last night, and then I have a chunk of it I needed to do this morning, just because things kind of fell apart, and I had a paper due on Tuesday that took a lot of my time. Anyway, I have a couple of articles to read that are about the Friar's Tale and the Summoner's Tale from the Canterbury Tales, which were very strange and very funny. So I'm going to be doing that this morning. My cat is already on my desk. He's already being a naughty little adventurer, which he does. He likes to get up there. He knows he's being naughty, but like, come on, get down. Sir, you can't get back there. He wants to get back behind the monitors. Come on, get down. Get down. Oh, you gonna come over onto my shoulders? Okay. Oh, all right. Sir, thank you. There you go. Now that I no longer have a claw in my neck. This is how Pumpkin operates. He's a shoulder kitty. You gonna get down or you gonna, okay, you're gonna stay, okay. Alrighty, well anyway, I am planning to get that reading done this morning. It's just 2 short articles. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. There he goes. So I'm gonna do that to the other guy back here, and then I think this weekend I'm gonna be starting on paper. I'm not starting on it so much as just reading the research I pulled together for it, because I haven't had time to do that yet. But once I get the reading done for today, I only have 1 class to read for next week, and I can probably do that tomorrow. So then over the weekend I think I'm gonna be doing some research on Frankenstein, so that's gonna be fun. What else am I doing? I'm also hoping to get some personal reading done, because I'm still reading Woman Eating, so I'm hoping to read a chunk of this weekend. And then I also am hoping to read a bit of The Blade itself, although I don't actually have that. It's back in my backpack at the moment. But I am thinking I'll do that. And I might actually also work on a sweater that I have, that I started a while back, that I have just not had time to work on. I had been writing papers, which was making my wrist sore because I have a bad wrist, and I had not been knitting for a while. So we might do some of that as well. So that's kind of what to expect this weekend. Of course, my vlogs very rarely go to plan. I often end up doing other things or reading other things, so this is all a very rough plan. But for now, I need to go get me some breakfast so I can get started on my reading. Apologies if the lighting isn't great. I think it's kind of like gray outside today because I'm really not getting much sun in on my window here. Anyway, it is Friday now, and I'm tired. I just went to work yesterday, and then I went to class. I did manage to read about 50 pages of The Blade itself yesterday before class, because I had this little gap between the end of my work shift and the beginning of class, about 2 hours, and had to get some lunch, or not lunch, dinner during that. So I got some food, and then I read some, and got about 50 pages read. I wasn't reading like super focusedly, so I felt like that was pretty good. Still loving it. I've got to a new POV, so I think I'm up to 5 now, and I think there's 6 total. So I'm curious to see who that last POV is going to be, because I have no idea who that could possibly be. Actually, no, I'm up to 6 now. I miscounted because I forgot about Major West. Never mind, I've got all 6 POVs now, so I'm curious to see where all this is gonna go, especially because one of these POVs is introduced pretty late in the book. But I don't have any real thoughts beyond that, just other than I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still really liking Joe Abercrombie's writing. I'm really liking the way he builds characters, so having a good time with it, but it is just so character focused that there's not a whole lot of plot happening. So that's all I really did yesterday. I went to class, had a good conversation with my professor during the break. I walked down to the vending machine to get a soda because I was really just like about to fall asleep at my desk. I was like, I need some caffeine. So I went down during the break and she was down there, another student was down there. And as I was about to like walk out with my soda, I heard, hey Hope, I was gonna ask you something. So I stopped and talked to her for a few minutes. I'm gonna get to try and like work in game studies to my final project for this class. I've got to spend some time kind of brainstorming what I'm gonna do. But the professor was like, hey, so if this paper can be useful for you, like let's find a way to make that happen if you wanna like sit down and think about. Look at him go. A little naughty cat. Little stinker. What are you doing, Pumpkin? I don't know what to do about that at the moment. He's done this before. He'll be okay. But he usually jumps down onto this table behind me. Anyway, basically I'm gonna spend some time brainstorming some ideas for how I can incorporate game studies into my final project for the class, and then I'm gonna go back in a couple of weeks and talk to her about that because our proposals for that aren't due until like mid-April, so I have a little bit of time to kind of work on that idea. So I'm excited about that. I think this is gonna be really cool if I can find a way to make it work. That's pretty much all I did yesterday though. So today I'm about to go to work, working 10 to 2. And then when I come home, I think I'm actually gonna make some banana bread because we have some bananas that are overripe. They really need to get used. So I'm gonna make some banana bread and then I'm gonna go ahead and do my readings for next week, which is not a ton. I have several poems I need to read for my class on Tuesday, which is Revolutionary Women of British Literature of the 19th century. We're reading Felicia Hemans, who I have not read before, but we're reading like several of her poems, and that's it. And then my other class, my Chaucer class, we don't have next week because the professor's gonna be out of town. So, but I think I'm gonna have some time for some actually like getting through some of the books I'm reading and maybe doing some knitting. So I'm pretty excited. I think it's gonna be a really good weekend. But for now I need to go get some food and get to work because I am running a little bit behind this morning. Well, I just got home and it is incredibly gray and rainy today. It was drizzling the entire way I was driving home. So yeah, it's a little bit gross out today and the lighting is not great. It looks really bright back here, but this window really isn't a very bright one. It's funny, that looks like an entire wall of light. Anyway, I've just got home and I'm actually gonna put off baking banana bread only because I've just remembered I need to finish editing tomorrow's video. So I'm gonna do that first. And then I'm also, I think, gonna try selling some stuff on Pango Books. I know a lot of people have been doing this lately. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people buying stuff on Pango. And I actually did buy a book on Pango earlier today. So I'm excited to see when that shows up. But I have a lot of like special editions and things that I'm planning to get rid of that I either read and don't care for or have accepted that I'm never going to read. So I think I'm gonna try that and just see how it works out for me. It'd be a nice way to like make a little bit of money back on those more expensive books that I own and also kind of reduce the impact on my bank account of the books that I am buying. So I think we're gonna try that. So I'm gonna do that and do some editing this afternoon. And then after that, I'm going to do some schoolwork reading, I think. Well, we got some books listed on Pango. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm actually currently trying to turn on my laptop, but I've got it like tucked under there. So we're just doing this a weird way. Got some stuff listed on Pango. Curious to see how that goes. I did immediately have somebody wishlist my copy of It that I put on there, so that's interesting. I'm gonna see how it goes, and I may wait. And if nothing sells in maybe the next week or so, I might go drop a couple of the prices. So now I'm gonna try and get some editing done, and then hopefully I can work on some school stuff. We will see how well my brain is cooperating when I get done with the editing. But if I can get some school reading done, then I am gonna be golden for the weekend. That'll be great. Well, the first of my 2 videos is updated. I'm just finished updating? That's not the word I want. Edited, and it's exporting. I'm clearly trying to think about too many different things at once. It's because I just typed update because it's a mid-month reading update. Anyway, that is edited and is now exporting. And I'm actually gonna get up and go do a little bit of filming because I can't really do anything else on my computer while it's exporting. It gets a little too warm and then it wants to try and like crash on me, and I have lost a couple of exports this way. So I am gonna try and not do that today. Actually, I'm even gonna close like everything else I have open in the hopes that it doesn't die on me. Why is Steam open? I didn't even open that. Anyway, I'm gonna shut everything else down and let Premiere just kind of like do its thing and export. And I'm gonna go do some filming for the beginning of April. Actually, I'm gonna go film the rolls for my April TBR. It's pretty early for that because it's the 17th right now. It's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day. I did not remember, but I subconsciously, I guess, knew because I also did wear green today. But I'm gonna go do some filming for that because I've lost complete track. Yes, I did mention this for my TBR trail. I'm gonna go ahead and film the rolls because I'm looking at the calendar and I have a research paper due like right after that video is supposed to go up. And so I want to be able to cut down as much of the time that I need to spend working on it then as possible, because I know that I'm gonna need some extra time for that paper to get that done. I also am gonna have a meeting. It's kind of a big important meeting for me that same day, so I'm not gonna have as much time like earlier in that day to kind of work on editing and stuff. So again, I just want to have like my TBR trail stuff mostly done so that when I get there I don't have to work very hard on it and I don't have to like take out too much time that I could be spending on my research essay to do it. I'm gonna try something a little bit different this time and actually film this on my desk because I've just realized I have a great spot here where my tripod can stand, so we're gonna try this. Hi Pumpkin, he's visiting. But I am gonna have to wait because someone stole my chair and I think he's quite pleased with himself. This has been a very successful evening. I think this is also going to be the vlog of terrible lighting because between it being gray today and like this weirdness happening with my ring light being on over here, I thought I heard one of the cats freak out. It was fine. It was just me scaring myself. Yeah, terrible lighting. Anyway, very productive day. I have gotten 2 videos edited. One of them is uploaded and everything already. It's scheduled, ready to go up. And the one that I just finished is currently exporting, and when it's done doing that, I'll be able to open Photoshop and start on the thumbnail for that one. And then I'll be able to go ahead and upload that one and get it scheduled. That's the video for next Saturday, which is an unhaul, which I think is fun. I made quite a bit of space on my shelf, so I'm really happy about that. I think it was time. I had some stuff that needed to go. So that's gonna be going up soon. And that's pretty close to done. And I also managed to film my entire April TBR because actually the board was really kind to me, so you will know that kind of ahead of time. I went ahead and filmed all the rolls, picked all the books because I got some prompts that really worked in my favor, and it was a good time. So that is also filmed and I'm going to edit that next. So it's really turned into a productive evening, which has let me get ahead on a lot of my filming and editing. So gonna get all that done, and then it's about 8 o'clock. So I think while I'm waiting for this to export, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my class reading so that I can have a head start on that stuff. And then I'll probably finish reading all the poetry first thing in the morning. I'm gonna make some banana bread tomorrow, and then I think I'm gonna try and read a book. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna read yet because I am still in the middle of Blade Itself, which I'm really enjoying. So you're gonna be seeing that probably a lot in this vlog. And then I'm still reading Woman Eating, having a good time with that, but I'm really enjoying having that as my nighttime read. So I may pick that up tonight before I go to bed, but I don't know that I'll be picking it up like during the day at all. And then I think I might actually start A House with Good Bones this weekend, which I know like I need another fucking book to be reading. But that book comes out on the 28th and I would like to go ahead and get it read so I can put together a video for its release day. So I think I might start that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna read yet, but I guess you will find out in a minute when I've checked back in with you guys. It's Saturday now. I am back in my usual spot here at my desk. And let's see if I can show him to you. Elwood is hanging out with me. There he is. He's coming, his butt on my foot. Hey bud, are you coming up? Okay, hi. Gonna be a snuggly cat today? Okay. So. Anyway, sorry for my hand briefly. Oh, okay. Hello. Apparently we're having kitty snuggles. That's okay, we can film like this. Anyway, it's like noon on Saturday, and my mom and I just got home a little while ago from getting brunch. What you doing now? My brain is apparently set to no today. I feel like I start in this angle every time. Anyway, I have been sitting here trying to do my reading for an hour or two. I've skimmed a little bit of the introduction, then was just like, I really don't like the tone of this introduction, I'm really struggling. Let me go ahead and try and read some of the poetry. Started reading a poem, immediately was like, I have no idea what's going on. My eyes are just kind of like sliding over the words. I'm not really taking anything in. So I think I'm gonna give myself a break. I'm gonna say fuck that for a little bit and quit trying to force it, because I think that that's part of the problem, is I'm trying to force myself to sit and do this, and I can't get focused at the moment, so I'm just not gonna force it. I'm gonna stop. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna go do something else for a little bit, and then I'm gonna come back and try again. So not sure what is gonna be the break, but hopefully in a little while I can come back and be more successful, because right now I'm just getting frustrated, and that is not a helpful emotion when you're trying to get stuff done.
Old brand from the look of it.
Okay, well, we are never going to run out of fuel ever again. What happened in here? Hello? Anyone? What are these criminally short? Why even have them at this point? What the hell? Those are not up to code, those dividers. They are not big enough.
I think I kind of accepted that today is just gonna be a lazy day. It was a day where I got to hang out with my mom. I got to do some shopping with her, which was fun, and I've been doing some knitting, watching a little YouTube. I think I've just accepted that I needed a rest day, and I needed to stop trying to force myself to read something. It's not super pressing, so it's gonna be okay if I don't get things done today. And I think that's something I just have to remind myself of sometimes. I tend to be kind of hard on myself. I am my own worst critic. I often feel that I have to be doing stuff all the time to be a good student. So I think I just needed to let today be a rest day. So that's what I'm doing. I do need to do one thing, which I need to run back out to Target. I was there earlier today, and I picked up some shipping supplies since I had put some stuff on Pango. And I've actually sold something now, and I was like, oh awesome, I can use these shipping supplies immediately. And then I don't have a big enough box. The 2 boxes that I bought are the little boxes, because I wasn't expecting, for some reason, anybody to buy more than 1 book at a time. And so somebody bought Lore, and it's too big to fit in the box that I have. It's a little bit too tall. It's a fine width, but the height is too tall. So I'm gonna have to go and get another box. So I'm either gonna do that tonight or maybe tomorrow, but I think I might do it tonight just to get it over with so I don't have to do it again. But yeah, that unexpected little twist of need to go get myself another box. So I'm gonna probably do that, and I think I'm gonna spend the rest of the night just kind of chilling. Did some knitting. I think you'll have seen a bit of B-roll of that. And I'm gonna watch some YouTube, maybe play something later with a friend. Just have a fully relaxed evening, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm enjoying my day so far, so. Happy Sunday. We are back in our usual spot here. It's about noon again. It's like 11:45, and I had a nice lazy morning. I had some good breakfast with my mom. We made eggs, and we had some leftover biscuits, so that was fun. Now I'm just having some coffee and getting my journal set up for the week. My coffee is getting cold. That's unpleasant. I discovered I had a box for the books that I sold. It was a little bit big, but I was able to pack it with a little extra bubble wrap, so I think it'll be okay, and the books are also wrapped in bubble wrap, so they should be fine for transit. So I get to pop that in the mail tomorrow, so that's exciting. And I ended up not doing anything yesterday. I had a really nice relaxing day, and I'm really kind of glad that I did that because I feel more refreshed and ready to work on stuff today. So I think that that was ultimately a good choice. And I ended up playing some more Bugsnax last night with my friend. Oh, hi Elwood. Just like sneaking in on the corner there. Ended up playing Bugsnax. I stayed up quite late playing it because I thought that I was right at the very end, but it turns out I'm not. There's more. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna finish it. I don't think I have that much left. I think I am now actually in the end, but I thought I was closer to the end than I was. But I did finish the DLC, so that was fun. I did the Isle of Big Snacks stuff, and I enjoyed that. I think the final boss fight is a little too long, but I think that that was a pretty fun DLC. So I enjoyed that. And I also have read a little bit more of House with Good Bones. Still loving it. It's still very funny. I'm in the first 20% still, I think. I'm around 15% now, and I'm still really enjoying the humor. And now we're getting more of these kind of like little creepy moments starting to happen where everything is kind of normal. There's lots of funny stuff happening. Sam is interacting with her mom, and it's clear that they have like a very close relationship, and things are just kind of slightly seeming out of place and being a little bit creepy. So I'm liking the way that that's kind of slowly building up, where things are starting to be out of place and we're starting to go, oh, that's kind of weird. Where's that going? Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot so far, and I'm hoping to read some more of it later. But first, I'm gonna have today be my actual productive day now that I have had some time to rest and kind of get refreshed and everything. So I'm gonna be reading my Hemans poetry today. I think that's where I'm gonna start, just so I can be ready for Tuesday and kind of do all the note-taking I need to do. Because when I'm done with the Hemans poetry, I'm gonna be reading something out of this book. I was gonna show you the cover, but I realized that it's got a giant interlibrary loan thing across the front of it, so you actually can't see the cover. But I have this book that I got from the interlibrary loan system that is called, what's it called? Frankenstein in Theory, I think, A Critical Anatomy. And it's a bunch of collected pieces looking at Frankenstein. And there's actually 2 pieces in here that I think are going to be useful for my paper on justice in Frankenstein. And so I'm going to read those couple of chapters today. And then I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I really want to get the poetry read for Tuesday and get those couple of chapters read. And I'm starting there because if I want to take quotes or something, that's going to be a little bit harder from a book because I'll have to actually like hold the book open and type out the quotes. So that's why I'm going to start with the book. And then I have some other articles that are saved in my Google Drive, and I'll read those during the week. So I have all of this week, all of the following week, and about half of the week after that to work on this paper. So I feel like I'm in a comfortable spot. I'm going to be sorting through my research I've saved in the first couple of days this week, and then I'm going to do a little more supplementary research. So I'm hopeful to be done with the research by the end of this upcoming week. But we'll see where I get to. I often bite off more than I can chew. I'm a little ambitious. I underestimate how long things will take, but I do know that I've written papers of this length before in much less time than I have left now. So I do feel like I'm in a comfortable position to write a good paper. So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna get kind of the poetry in these 2 book chapters done, and then kind of evaluate, see what time it is, see where I'm at, see how I'm feeling, and just try not to bite off more than I can chew in a day because I have a really bad habit of doing that. So I'm gonna see where I'm at, and then if I feel like, you know, I'm kind of hit the capacity for what my brain can handle in a single day, the amount of information it can take in, then I think I'm gonna stop and either read some more of House of Good Bones or maybe finish Bugsnax, maybe both, depending on the time. And if I feel like I can keep going, I might read one of the articles as well. But that's kind of the plan for the day. Right now, I'm actually working on, lovely, filling out my bullet journal for the week and getting all of my tasks kind of transferred over into this week. I find that having a weekly spread works really well for me because I can kind of keep everything right in front of me and I don't forget stuff. But also I like to write down like things that happen on a specific day, little notes for the week, stuff like that. So I'm gonna get that all filled out and then I'm gonna get started on my reading. Just checking in real quick to let y'all know I finished the first poem I needed to read, which was The Bride of the Greek Isle by Felicia Hemans, and unexpectedly it contains pirates. It's just reading along about this like wedding and everything, and then like suddenly pirates. And I was just like totally not expecting that. I had no idea what to expect because I've never read Felicia Hemans before, and I maybe would have had a sense of that if I had finished reading the introduction. But again, I really didn't like the tone of the introduction, so I kind of skimmed it instead. Suddenly pirates. So now I'm interested to see what the rest of the poems are going to be like. I think I've got like 7 left. I want to say there were 8 that I needed to read. Oh, I got like 6 left, so there's 7 I need to read. So quite a few poems for today, but it looks like they're all relatively short, and if they're all like as twisty as that one is, then I think it's going to be really fun to finish reading these. So I'm actually having a good time, and I'm glad that I took yesterday to relax, so I'm really like focused in on these today and really enjoying my time so far. It's a little bit before 2:30 now, and I've actually finished all the poems I needed to read. Those were really interesting, and I am again really glad that I took the time to have a rest day yesterday, because I think that really helped me stay focused and be prepared to read these, and I actually really enjoyed reading them today. So I think this really worked out in my favor, and I'm glad that I decided to do that yesterday. But yeah, I've taken notes on all of them. I have some things to think about over the next couple of days as I'm kind of like getting ready for class. And I think now I'm actually gonna go, if you hear weird noise in the background, it's my desk. I'm gonna go make some banana bread because we have a bunch of bananas. Trying not to trip over my own backpack here. We have a bunch of bananas that are overripe, and I need to use them or else we're gonna have to throw them out. Change of plans. I forgot to put any butter out to soften, so there is no butter ready for banana bread. I did put some out just now, so I'm gonna make it later this evening because wow. There we go. It should be ready by later this evening, and the bread doesn't take very long to make, so it takes a while to bake, but not so much to put it together. So I will do all of that later. But for now, I think I'm actually gonna play some Bugsnax. Go ahead and finish that up because I know I'm actually in the end of the game. I've got like 6% of the game left. So I'm finally gonna finish it, have that done. If you can see my gesturing in the TV screen, that's fun. I'm gonna finish that, finally have it done, and that'll be good. I was gonna start a new game yesterday, then I thought that's dangerous. I have a paper to write in the next 2 weeks. I probably don't need to start something like Ghost of Tsushima, or what was the other one I was looking at? Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. Probably don't need to be starting anything quite that in-depth, rich, large scale when I have a paper due. So those are gonna be my like summer games. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish Bugsnax. And then I'll make some banana bread after a while when my butter is actually soft and ready to go. So this happens to me all the time. I very often forget to put butter out when I'm gonna bake, and I very frequently have to either melt it in the microwave very carefully so it doesn't melt all over the place, or I have to do what I'm doing now and put some butter out to soften and wait. Well, I finished my break. I played Bugsnax actually and finished that, and I might have already mentioned I was gonna play that. Anyway, I finished it. It's a very weird ending, and it's a game that, like, without spoiling anything, it takes a hard left turn into horror. So it's very strange. It's like tone is overall very weird, but I think it's a really interesting and really complex game that deals with some like really real problems. Like each of the characters has a really real kind of issue that they're working through, but then also has this kind of like other more eldritch feeling horror to it that's kind of interesting. So I finished that, and I'm now moving on to reading a couple of articles that I've set aside for today, which are the 2 chapters I want to read out of this book that I got here. First one that I've kind of started to read, because I'm a few pages into that one. I'm thinking it's maybe not what I'm looking for, because it's very much a psychoanalytic piece, and I thought initially it was going to be about something to do with like the creation of monstrosity and things like that that are kind of useful for what I'm trying to talk about in terms of like justice, but it's very much on like the renouncing of fathers and mothers is kind of the central theme of it, which is really not connected to what I'm trying to do. So I'm thinking that this one is probably not going to be that useful, so I may not read the whole thing. But I think the other one should be useful because it is explicitly about justice in the book. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Justice Justine and Sympathy for a Wretch. So I am curious to see what that one is going to be like. So I think the other one will be useful, but I think I'm going to be able to pretty quickly rule out this first article as one that is not going to be terribly useful for my paper. Which, you know, it's always good to get notes on things, but it's also helpful to be able to look through and be like, okay, this isn't useful, I don't need to spend time on it. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in the midst of that process, and I'm going to try and get these 2 chapters filtered through, and then I will figure out what's next, if I feel like I can do more or if I don't. Well, I was able to determine pretty quickly that one of these articles is not going to be useful to me. It's really jargon heavy for one thing, which makes it painful to read, but it's also just not on the topic that is related to what I'm writing about, which it was kind of hard to tell based on the title, which is why I decided to go ahead and try reading it. It's not going to be useful. That's good information to know. And I am now nearing the end of the second article, which is useful, and I've been taking a lot of notes. So I'm gonna be done with this soon, and I think I'm actually gonna end the vlog here, because when I get done with this, I'm probably just gonna go spend the rest of my evening reading A House with Good Bones, and it's pretty late already, so probably no other updates. Unlikely anything else interesting is gonna happen. But yeah, I feel like it's been a good weekend. It's been productive. I had a good rest day. It's been a really good weekend, and I feel like I'm in a good place moving forward into the coming week. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's probably a little bit long and rambly, but you know, I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. And if you have, I hope you'll consider giving this video a like, maybe even subscribing to see what comes next. I'm currently posting every Tuesday and Saturday, so there's more content coming soon, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.